The battle over COVID-19 turns into a war of words among leaders in Washington, D.C. in the wake of new mask guidelines. Joining us from Washington, D.C. is the host of BNC's The World Tonight, Nayyera Haq. Good morning, Nayyera.
Good morning, Bofta.
So good to have you with us. Okay, we're going to just dive in here. You've been in Washington, even worked in previous administrations for a long time. With so many lives at stake, have you ever seen during your political history here anything quite like this?
So that's going back about 20 years, which means I must have started when I was 10 years old, clearly. And no, I haven't seen anything like this. From the insurrection to the handling of a pandemic, this is something not only unprecedented, but it's a tipping point and a turning point for our country. And what's most remarkable about this moment is how feelings have become facts and expertise is not what people are basing their actions on, and the lack of shared responsibility. I will say this, though, it is not unusual for the House of Representatives to be the rabble rousers. That's almost by design of how the separation of powers has worked. I still remember back when the Iraq War started, members of the House decided that their cafeteria was going to change the word French fries to freedom fries because they were upset France would not join in the war effort. So what Kevin McCarthy is doing does follow a long tradition of rabble rousing. Their danger, though, here is that they have politicized science and they've politicized public health.
Right, and I wonder, you know, on a zoom out level, Nayyera, what this sends, what kind of message this sends to their constituents outside of D.C. who are watching them do this. Now, this is taxpayer money, let me remind folks, that sends them to D.C. You are paying for their salaries, and here they are taking up time on the House floor to debate this, which is science, to debate this instead of those blockbuster topics like voting rights, like police reform, things that many constituents say, okay, we get what the scientists are saying, we may follow that, but we're also paying attention to what you're not doing about some of those items stalled in the Senate. How do we move through this now?
Part of it also is the concern that people have and the fear that we have in this moment. And that fear is what some leaders are capitalizing on. They've also now, 1 year into the pandemic, actually more than a year into the pandemic, started to realize that encouraging habits that kill your voters or that brings death to your voters is probably not good for a political future, which is why people who have been vaccinated, like Mitch McConnell, right, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, is now doing public service announcements to get his people vaccinated. And it literally is, people's lives are on the line, and that is what is now looking like it might turn the tide of political leadership. Unfortunately, the public and people who look to these leaders for answers, they have already gone down a path where it's now a discussion of masks or vaccines, which is, you know, nobody really sits there and says, do I want a seatbelt or an airbag? It can only be one. It can actually be both that would be beneficial to you.
Right, and the variant we know is spreading, and so times have changed since July 4th. So I think it's important that the public recognizes, as well as Congress, that, you know, we make decisions in science based on what's happening in this present moment. And the reality is things have changed. Now, you brought up Senator McConnell, and some have praised him, including the president, about his efforts. He spent $7 million promoting vaccines in Kentucky. But I'm going to push back on that for a second. You know, he could have riled up his GOP leadership to say, come along with me, see what I'm doing here, and really, I think, been a bit more vocal in this. Yes, he's doing good stuff on the ground, but did he sidestep? Did he fail to really bring his party with him, as he is been the one really promoting vaccines and even taking a step back when former President Trump was in office and saying, hey, I'm not really comfortable going to the White House when the mandates weren't in place?
Look at how calculated Senator McConnell can be, and that's what makes him a master politician, not necessarily the best public servant. He is very clearly targeting his base, his constituency in Kentucky, to make sure now, a year and a half into this, that they get vaccinated. But it's not as if he's tackling the Fox News disinformation machine and doing a national effort to help a broader swath of voters, a broader group of Republicans come on board with the idea of vaccinating and following the science.
All right, Nayyera Haq, live from Washington, D.C. We'll look for you a little bit later on The World Tonight. Thanks so much for joining us here on Start Your Day.